Hi peeps, Chloe and Chloe's mom here. Um, I made a few different videos. I'm gonna ditch them all. I'm gonna try and make one. Sorry, the top of my head is cut off. Not much to see anyhow. I can't. There's just no way to get this phone to sit in a good spot for videos. So there we go. If I just lean back a little. So anyhow, I got big news, and then after this video, I will put just a little cooking video of something I did earlier this week. So my big news. From the bad came the good. So I had a really bad experience out on the road. So I don't know how to put this out. So in order for me to have a fresh clock to do my dedicated route to Ohio, I have to be back, like in Superior. I can even do it in Inver Grove Heights, but I have to be back on Monday and then take the whole day Tuesday off. And then I have a fresh clock. And it seems like there was either I don't get enough miles, or if they try to give me some miles, then I get sent all over and I don't make it back in time. So Monday, I was I had excuse me, I had a live unload in Milwaukee, and I drove out there Sunday, got there in plenty of time, settled in. And did my unload. Still didn't have a back call, so I called and they're like, okay, we're sending one through. And what I got was to go to Walworth, which is not far from Milwaukee, and pick up a loaded trailer and bring it to Beloit, which, so not very many miles. I'm like, well, that's weird. They must have something they want me to bring from the Beloit area back to Superior so I can get back on Monday. So I get to Walworth, and the trailer I'm picking up is a reefer van. I don't drive reefer, I drive dry van. But it was full of canned chili. It wasn't running or anything. So whatever. Sometimes reefers are full of dry goods. And so I dropped my trailer. I picked up the reefer. I drove to Beloit and unloaded the chili, and still nothing came through to get me home. So I called dispatch and said, well, I need to get back to Superior today. I'm in Beloit. And they're like, oh, yeah, we have a back call for you. We'll send it through. So I look, and what it was picking up a refrigerated load in Joliet, Illinois, which is, right outside of Chicago. It's in Chicagoland. And bringing it to Hopkins, Minnesota, unloading it, then driving to Inver Grove Heights and picking up a load to come to Superior. So I'd get back, at some point Tuesday probably. And so I called them again. I said, one, I have no idea how to operate a reefer, and two, I need to get back to Superior. And okay, so they took me off that load. We're working on something else for you. About half an hour, a load comes through. A load of ice cream from Chicago to be picked up Tuesday morning and brought to Superior. I'm like, it's still not going to get me back in time. So I call them, and they're like, no, that's what we have. You're going to have to do it. I'm like, okay, I have no idea how to operate this reefer. And so I'm sitting on a city street in Beloit, and a reefer dispatcher tried to walk me through how to. I couldn't get it to start. I wasn't that far from Chicago, so I told him, I'm just gonna drive to the Loves in Hampshire and park for the night. And mind you, this is like noon on Monday, and my pickup isn't until the next day. So I told him I'm just going to find a spot to park for the night, and then I'll call you and figure out how to get this trailer going. So I drove to Hampshire, parked in a spot at Love's, and I just happened to be talking to my friend Chris, who is a reefer driver. And I'm like, yeah, they gave me this ice cream run. I'm like, I have no idea. And so he's like, well, go back there, flip this switch, hold this thing down. And I did that. And he's like, did that light come on? I'm like, yeah, this one light came on. And the display lit up. And he's like, okay, press this thing and that thing. And then the equal sign. And then the unit started up, scared the daylights out of me. I mean, I know they run, I know they're loud, but when you're just standing there pushing buttons and the thing starts, I almost dropped my coffee or whatever I had. I don't even know. Um, and so yeah, so I got the trailer running. I had to get it to 20 below zero. Um, And in the meantime, I'm like, this is not working out. I never get back in time. Now I'm not even going to get back in time to do my AMSOIL run at all. And I either never get enough miles or I get sent all over and I don't get, I'm not on time. And I was in a bad place emotionally. And I called HR and I'm like, I just have a question. I'm like, if I quit now, because I want to quit. I'm like, do I have to pay back the whole 10 grand or does it get prorated because I've been out here for half a year? Do I have to pay it all at once? How does that all work? She said, well, first of all, she said, you pay the whole thing and it is due at the time you quit. She said, but we work with the collection agency that's pretty good about taking payments and we would give you their number and you'd call them and set up a payment plan. She said, but first, she said, well, tell me what's going on. Tell me everything that's going on that's making you want to quit. And so I did. Everything that's been happening in the last couple months, I was blah, 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 blah. And I said, this isn't anything what I was promised. And and I was in that kind of mood where I was just like, I feel like I've been lied to and just a little overly dramatic, and she's like, wait, she said, let me transfer you over to the head of the dry van division. You tell him what all your concerns are and then see if he has a solution for you. And, I didn't know this at the time, but I found out since. So she rang him and she said, I have a driver on the line. She's just frustrated. She wants to quit. She's the kind of driver, she never complains about anything. She just does her job. She does it well. We don't want to lose her. Can you talk to her and see if maybe something can be worked out? I didn't know all that was being said. So he answered the phone. He said, so what's going on? And so I told him the whole thing. And some of it, like, he kind of knew, but he hadn't pieced together. He's like, oh, yeah. He said, you couldn't get back to do your reset, and we had to send your trailer down to an Invergrove High. So it was kind of like clicking to him, I think, that, oh, this is something you've been struggling with. And I told him, yeah, last week I couldn't get back on time and I had a really extremely important appointment, I said, and somebody from safety had to drive my truck back for me. And he's like, oh, I heard about that. I didn't know that was you. And so anyhow, he said, we don't want you to quit. He said, but I get what you need and what your concerns are. He said, I'd like to offer you a local route. He said you'd work Monday through Friday. You'd get at least 2,000 miles a week, usually over, I don't know, sometimes over. You'd pick up your loaded trailer and out of the terminal at noon, or you'd leave at noon and down to LeSueur, Minnesota, for a 4:30 live unload. He said because we have 17 trucks a day going down there. He said it's boom, boom, boom. You have your unload time. They unload you. You're usually out of there half hour, 45 minutes. So that's good because some live unloads take 2-3 hours or more. Um, Reefer is really bad. Like my ice cream, though, they were super nice at that place, but I sat there for an hour and a half, and then they have to come out and check the temperature on your trailer before you can even open the doors and back into the dock. And it was an hour and a half before they came out and did it. But once they did, it didn't take that long to load, and then you have to quick pull away from the dock and close your doors because in the time that they loaded, my trailer went all the way up to like 5 below 0 or something. But holy cow, it only took a mile down the road and it was 20 below again. So anyhow, I'm really excited. I start the new route tomorrow. It's Wednesday, so normally I'd be getting ready to leave out for Ohio. Somebody else is going to be going out to Ohio. And so tomorrow will be my first day. I work tomorrow and Friday on the new route. And then all the weekends off. Like, not maybe we'll try to get you back. No, I'll be back Friday night. And if something were to happen, I break down the road. I'm in Minnesota. It's not like I'll be stranded for a week. I'll be back. So I'll be home every weekend. I get to keep my truck so that I have a place to live in, during the week. But I'll be at the terminal every night, which means I got ice water, I got coffee, I've got shower, I got bathrooms, fresh fruit, yogurt. I mean, it's going to be pretty cushy. No more worrying about where I'm going to park for the night. Hope I find a spot. What if it's full? None of that. Like, it relieves a big burden, and I'll still be getting pretty good miles. Hours are a little later than I'd like. I'll be leaving Le Sueur, Minnesota at like 5:30 at night. But so what? I'll just, I work night shift for crying out loud at Afton Row, and I survived. So yeah, and then as I'm driving along, I'm thinking of all the other blessings to this route. It's like I can go to church every week now. And I still should be able to do Bible study unless there's a time that, for some reason, there's nobody to bring my loaded trailer here to the terminal. I'll have to bring an empty over to the plant and get loaded, so I'll have to leave at like 10 in the morning. But that doesn't sound like that's the norm. It sounds like pretty much trailers always here. And some of the time I'll just be coming home empty. Other times I'll be picking up a load of wool at USG and Red Wing and bringing it up to USG in Cloquet and dropping it. And that's places I'm familiar with. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this whole thing, and pretty thankful they gave it to me. Oh yeah, I was talking about other advantages. So I don't need to have so much stuff on my truck. I don't need to carry 5 gallons of water. I don't need to carry this big duffel bag for in case of a breakdown and I have to go live in a motel for a week. I don't need to have as many clothes, as much food. I don't need to carry as much stuff with me. And that to me that's huge because, it was hard moving from my big Volvo into this little Freightliner. And I mean, there's not that much difference, but the whole layout and the way they make cupboards and stuff. And I kind of like the Freightliner, the closet and the cupboards and stuff are smaller, so you have more room out in the middle, like to do your workouts. But it's less storage space. And the Volvo, underneath the bunk, you just slid a tote in and out. Where this, you have to lift the bunk up, but yeah, it's no big deal. And I'm coming up with storage solutions for things. And yeah, And then the other thing is I've been way off track with my workouts and my eating, and it's really hard when you don't know what time you're going to be getting up on different days, how long you're going to drive, when you'll be home, when you can stop, when you can eat. It is hard. It's hard, and you end up a lot of times eating poorly. Or I end up eating poorly because I couldn't stop or whatever. This will be a routine. So as I get to know it, if it takes me half an hour or 45 minutes to unload, I can use that time from 4:30 to 5 to eat my supper and be done with it. I don't leave till noon. I can do a workout in the morning. Even if I have to sleep till 7 in the morning, I'll still have time to work out. It's truly a good thing. So yeah, that's all for that. I had a fun thing planned. I was gonna stop on my way home from Ohio. Stop in Madison, Wisconsin. They have a Van Gogh immersive exhibit with yeah, it just sounded so awesome. But no, I'm not going to be driving through Madison on Saturday. This is the last weekend of it. And I have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off because Monday I'm having Dylan's birthday party at American. And I tossed around the idea of driving down to Madison and going to the exhibit, maybe even getting a motel room and spending Saturday night down in Madison. But I don't think I want to do that. I'm tired. And even though I drive 600 miles a day, to drive, what is it to Madison? 300 or something? And then 300 back in my car and go to an exhibit and have to eat on the road. And I don't know, the expense, it seems overwhelming. And I know in my whole life, it always seems to work this way. Like I get overwhelmed and I cancel my plans. I make plans. I'm going to do this for sure, come what may. And then something happens. And it's just kind of the way I operate. So what I'm thinking is Saturday of going over to the Railroad Museum in the depot and spending the day there instead. Kind of like the consolation prize. And then Sunday I could just spend some time cleaning and organizing in my truck and order Dylan's cake and get stuff ready to go. My other fun thing, speaking of fun stuff, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this or what the details will be or how to work it out, but kind of tossing around the idea of renting a storage unit in Superior for the summer, keeping a trailer in there that has all my camping gear and my e-bike like all loaded. So like say one weekend I go home, spend it with Dylan. The next weekend, like early Saturday morning, run over there, hook up my trailer, drive somewhere and camp overnight. I can get some camping in, have my stand-up paddleboard in there, my bike. Because I think if I drive all the way home and then gather up all my stuff and try to camp one night, that's not going to work. So we'll see. Initially when I thought of that idea, I was still doing my old route. Excuse me, I had to open the vent. I was still doing my old route, and I thought, then I could do things like buy bulk paper towels and buy bulk stuff and save money and store it in the storage unit. And I could still do that even with my local route, but I figure the money I save buying bulk, because I go through paper towels, paper plates, paper bowls, plastic silverware, garbage bags. Living in a truck, you go through all that a lot. And like my protein shakes, I get them in the 18 pack at Costco. I don't have room to carry 18 protein shakes in this little truck. But if I had a storage unit, I could buy like 3-4 cases of it and just grab, 5 a week or whatever. So I might do that, tossing that around. So I've probably yacked on and on long enough. My car is out there warming up. I'm going to make a quick run to Two Harbors and back. And then by the time I come back, my stuff, all my information for my load tomorrow will have come through, I think. So I can go on Google Maps and check out the place and just, mentally prepare, figure out a timeline. When am I going to hook up? When am I going to leave? Do I need to get diff? Do I need to get fuel? Where am I going to get fuel? Do I need to make any other stops? Get that trip planned. And in the first couple weeks, I'm sure I'm going to be doing that a lot. And then as time goes on, it'll just kind of roll into a routine. And I won't have to think so much about how I'm going to do it. Now, it sounds like my back hauls, like people, like I said, there's 17 trucks going to Le Sueur every day. Other people that have earlier times, they can give them back hauls from different places, but because mine, I won't be done unloading until 5 o'clock at night, a lot of the places are closed. So Red Wing, there's a USG plant there, and they do wool for insulation. And so I'd be pulling a trailer. I'd be bringing my empty after I unload in Le Sueur, bring the empty over to Red Wing, drop it in the yard, hook the loaded one, haul it up to USG in Cloquet, drop it, hook it empty there, and come back to Superior. Forgot where I was going with that. Oh, that's pretty much the only back haul that I'll ever have. Like I say, other drivers that have earlier times might have other places. So that's fine with me. I'm a creature of habit. I like the routine. Yes, I'll be seeing the same thing day after day after day. I'm all right with that. I am all right with that. Yeah. So enjoy the video about meatballs and spaghetti squash. And I'll talk to you later, peeps. Do you want to say goodbye, Miss Chloe? Miss Chloe says goodbye. She handed out Valentine's and candy today at the terminal. I'll post a little link of her with her stuff. You little sleepy. She just went over and got lots of loves from people. So it's nap time, I guess. All right. Somebody likes thinking about supper. So I've got these Italian style sauce and beef meatballs from Aldi. And I actually did them earlier in the week, and they were super good. So, I'm going to pause you for a second. Okay. I couldn't get the plastic off and film at the same time. So it's just a little, cardboard tray, and then a plastic bag. You get 6 meatballs and some sauce, so it's 2 meals. Although last time I ended up eating 4 meatballs, so it was a supper and then a lunch. So I'll put that in the Hot Logic. Not going to pierce the bag or anything like that. Just leave it just as it is. And plug that in. Oh, I'm going to pause you again. Okay, so that's plugged in. You have to excuse my floor. It is not that bad. For some reason, the lighting of my video always highlights all the little linties that are on the floor, but when you see it in real life, it does not look that bad. Oops, I'll close that. So, got her plugged in and cooking. And then what I'm going to serve it with, I have this. Spaghetti squash. It's all cooked. I just have to heat it up. Yeah, last night I took the spaghetti squash and cooked it in the microwave. And when I cook spaghetti squash in the microwave, I cook it whole. So I take a knife and I poke a big hole in it so it doesn't explode. And then I put it in for like 5 minutes. And then flip it over and cook it another 5 minutes. Just cook it until it's done. And then cut it in half and scoop out all the seeds. So easy, you know. You can even do it in a semi-truck. Chloe, you go say bye. So I'll make some more video tonight. I think we need to go out for some walkies right now. All right, so we are settled in Milwaukee for the night. It's only 5 o'clock, so we'll be able to get some journaling and reading and stuff done. Chloe can get her Valentine's all ready to go. So this is what I got going on. I got my sweet kale salad. And then in the Hot Logic, let's see how our meatballs and sauce are doing. Ooh, hot, 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 hot. So they're done. And then I took half of the spaghetti squash and plated it and put that up in the microwave. So I will take a picture of the whole shebang and put it after this video, and then I think I'll go ahead and post this video. I want to make a video next time of my things that I'm going to be doing on my short week next week, and then also I've been making some plans for the future, and they're looking pretty good. So I will tell you all about them. Just a quick little couple minutes to add on. This is tonight's truck cooking, and got some awesome vegetables from Aldi. They are seasoned. I got one of those little quick trip steaks. Not as good as my nice prime grade Angus steaks from home, but pretty good. And all I did for seasoning is black pepper and a little garlic salt on it. I put a little cayenne too. We'll see it after it gets a little more cooked. Went and got myself a little dirt devil today too.